Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. Today we have with us Dave Pimper, the president of Lazarus Coaching. Dave is going to talk about Social Security claiming strategies and seminar marketing built up around that. As we get started here, I think, as many of you may know, the Social Security claiming strategies seminar opportunities have been around for a while. I can tell you from our personal experience for the last 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 years, I guess, now that we've been doing them, they've been very successful. One of our more successful seminar initiatives that we've had. So tune in. We're going to have some great information today. As we get up and rolling, a couple things I want to mention to you. Number one, we are recording this event, and it'll be available to you after. So if you want to listen in, you'll get an email that offers that to you after the event today. If you have questions, I would encourage you to type them in. We'll get them asked and answered as quickly as possible. And finally, there will be a poll or two that will pop up. As those pop up, just to answer as quickly as possible, and we will get moved on to the next thing. My name is Steve Murray. I'm the Executive Vice President here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. All that really means is that I'm the guy responsible for making sure that we've got the right products, services, incentives, and training to help you along. As part of that training, we do some great webinars with Dave every other Tuesday or so, and we do a whole slew of other webinars that are kind of built around helping you from more of a product or company perspective, whereas what we concentrate on with Dave is kind of sales and marketing. So great ones to tune into when you have the opportunity. And I welcome you all here today. Thank you for taking time out. In the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started right away here this morning. So see if we can get started. Go. So I want to make sure that you are familiar with a couple of our business building opportunities that we have available right now. We've got the Referred Producer Program. Been very popular. We've used it for about the last 7 or 8 years now and send out some very, very large checks every quarter. The idea is simple. If you refer a producer to us, you give us a name and a number to call. We'll call them up. If they get appointed with us, we're going to send you $50 for their contracting. And when they start doing business, you're going to get a small bonus based on the business they do. I don't want to call that an override because that's not what it is. It's nothing out of their pockets. It's paid directly from IAMS to you as appreciation for thinking kindly enough of what we do to refer our services to someone else. So we promise we'll take good care of your referral. We'll take good care of your referral, and we will not take anything out of their pocket to put it into your pocket. That comes from IAMS. Also, many folks that are referred to us really love our marketing reimbursement program, and we hope you're taking advantage of it as well. Marketing reimbursement is quite simple. When you do business with us, we put money into your marketing reimbursement account, and we match your spend dollar for dollar and everything that you put into your marketing. We're going to add some to that. That's our way of encourage what we think is the most important part of every producer's business, which is to put money back into their business to grow it, and over time you're going to see the benefits of that. We want to participate in that with you. So a couple of things to keep your business growing. When you join with us during your first 180 days of contract, we have some various opportunities you can take advantage of based on hitting certain levels. So you can see at the 100,000 level, we'll pay for your website for 2 years. We'll give you an iPad. We can put some money right in your pocket. At the $300,000 level, we'll put you in the Social Security claiming business with a mailer. And at the $500,000 level, not only will we put you in the Social Security claiming business with a mailer in the packet, but we'll give you that one-on-one coaching and actually increase the mailer level that we'll do. So we're effectively almost going to do a couple of Social Security mailings for you at the 500,000 piece level. So particularly good reason to listen to what we have to say today and see if it might be a fit for you. And if it is, let IAMS kind of get you in the business and pay for it and put you in front of the right coach and give you all the tools that you need at the $500,000 production level. So you all know about our back office. Not everyone, I guess. I see we've got a lot of folks that are just with us here, not currently appointed with us. But for those of you that have been with us for a year or 2 or 3 or 5, or probably I've got some 15, 16-year IAMS producers on with us here as well. So we do a great job with the back office. If you're standing up in front of all of the FMOs that do business with us, I got to believe that even they would say that there's no one better from a back office standpoint than IAMS. We're going to answer the phone immediately. We'll get your quotes out immediately. We handle your business from submission to commission, real personal service. That's kind of been our secret sauce to success. Other companies might be better at other things, but if you want your business serviced, and if you want assistance and case design assistance, and you want somebody to pick up the phone when you call and answer your question right away, IAMS is the place for you. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. If you want to learn more about that, give us a call. Talk to me if you want. As I mentioned at the outset, it's kind of one of my primary functions is to kind of be the compass for the organization. And so if you want to chat with me about that, I'd be glad to walk you through it. Of course, you can talk to your annuity sales director or just give us a call and you'll see for yourself. That it starts with picking up the phone right away. If the phone rings more than 3 times around here before it gets picked up, we're real unhappy. So, doesn't happen very often. In fact, I can't say that I've known it to happen over the last couple of years. So give us a call and let us prove what we can do for you. Want to make sure too you're aware of the Creative Marketing Solutions. You can read the slide in front of you and see that some of the things that we do. All I want to kind of say about that is that there's some marketing that you should be doing, and there's some marketing that you can be doing that will build your business. So there's the basic things you need to do. There's the kind of the intermediate things that everyone should do. And then there's that third level of things that, whether it's, using your Facebook to market, or whether it's doing a radio show, or whether it's, doing consistent seminars that are going to lead to success over time. And I think that's a lot of times what I see is the major failing that I see at the producer level when they don't have enough people to talk to, is because they're not feeding enough back into the system. So one way or another, you should do that. And my thought here is that we've got a marketing team, Josh, Tasia, Logan, and their team that are already working with folks just like you, doing the things that you need to do, and can walk you through it and inexpensively and efficiently get you where you need to be. So take advantage of the marketing department here at IAMS. Talk to your sales director, or talk to, call and ask for Josh or Tasia directly. If you don't have a website, we can help with that really inexpensively, and you get a really high quality website. If you're unhappy with your business card or your letterhead, or how whatever you need, the basics that you need to put in place, let that marketing team do that for you. Take that off your plate efficiently, inexpensively, and they'll do a great job for you. You get nothing but the highest compliments. If you want to get beyond that and do some more things, you might as well be working with people that already know you, know your business, and know what works and what doesn't work. That's what the marketing folks can do. So take advantage of that internal department that we have to better your business. We are getting ready to relaunch a website with a few improvements. You'll see that probably within the next week or two. But in the meantime, most of the stuff that we have or are going to have on the website that our guys use all the time are still there, are going to be there right now, are going to be there in the future. If you haven't looked at the website, www.iamsinc.com, what I suggest that you do is, again, call up someone here at the office, sales director, what have you, and talk to them a little bit about the website. Have them walk you through what the things are important to you. So you're just using the website for what works best for you. Take advantage of that. Retirement Analyzer is a nice tool that we have. It will help you get your client from where they are today and where their shortfalls are to getting them in a complete and comprehensive plan, and it presents it in a very global, easy to understand format. Hopefully, if you have looked at the Retirement Analyzer through someone else, you probably know the cost for that. If you want to get it directly from the folks at Thomas Gold Associates, I think it runs like $60 a month. We are now making that available to our producers at no cost. We pay the fee for our producers. So if you haven't looked at the Retirement Analyzer, call Marcus. He's a sales director here in the office. He's our expert on the Retirement Analyzer. Tell him that you're interested in seeing more on that. Let him show you a couple of samples. Let him show you how it works. If it's something you want to take advantage of, we'll get you logged in and get that up and rolling for you. Great benefit of doing business with IAMS. And if you're looking for that type of thing that can walk your client from hey, this is where I am to this is where I need to be, and show them where their shortfalls are, there's nothing better out there than the Retirement Analyzer to do that. So take advantage of that. Give Marcus here at our office a call. IAMS Wealth Management, we have an RIA. That's what I want you all to know. If you are an IAR and looking for a new home, give us a call. IAMS Wealth Management. We've got a great system set up, a great solution for folks that are looking to be more asset gatherers than asset managers. We've got the platform set up to make that very easy for you. We've got great marketing materials. Our fees are very, very competitive, and our payouts are very, very competitive. So it's a great combination of well-suited platforms, low fees, high payouts. Give us a call if you're looking to become an IAR, or if you're already an IAR looking for a new home. And when you call, just ask for Charles Hiring. Again, that number 800-255-5055. Upcoming Life and Annuity Academies, I think we've got one more. Well, we actually have two more, but the one is just about full. That's coming up here in about 3 weeks. And then we've got one in very early November. If you're interested in joining us for an academy, what I would like you to do very quickly is to have a look at this poll. I can get it to launch for us. And if you have interest in joining us at an academy, I want you to hit yes. If you've been to one recently, or if you have all the sales and marketing tools that you need already in your quiver, then this is not for you. If you're looking to add some sales and marketing ideas, we have 4 top producers that join and give us great ideas to how they've effectively and efficiently grown their business to top producer levels. We'll make them available to you. We have a couple of company presentations where we talk a little bit about product, and all the rest is sales, marketing, how to grow your business. It's one of the most sought after attendances in the industry, and has been for the last 4 or 5 years. We take care of your expenses. We've been doing them now for 10 or 12 and really gained quite a reputation within the industry of having one of the best meetings for producers to grow their sales and marketing. So if you haven't been and you would like to join us, we have one more. We might be able to squeeze someone in the September one here, but we have one more in November, and then we're going to have a full slate of them again in 2018. If you check yes on that poll, you'll get a sample agenda. You'll get a registration form that you complete and return. What will happen then is we will get the each academy that we have coming up, we'll give you a quick call, see if the time works for you. If it does, and we'll get you in. Again, we're going to pay for your travel, we're going to pay for your hotel, we're going to pay for your meals, and the social time while you're there as well. So it's a great opportunity for you at our expense to grow your business, and we'd love to be part of that for you. So I'm going to give you all just a moment or two to answer that poll. While we do so, I see that there are probably 6 or 8 of you that are just listening as opposed to being able to answer the poll. So here's our 800 number. Call on this one. Call and ask for me directly at 800-255-5055 if you would like us to send you out the registration form and the sample agenda. So I do have questions. The question is, what does the agenda look like? I'm going to go a little bit from memory here. So usually we do them on a bring in on a Wednesday and get you out on a Friday. So Wednesday, you come in usually around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We'll have dinner and drinks, and we'll sit down that evening, do a little intro for the whole group. I'll talk through a couple of things. We'll update you on what's happening with the DOL. We'll hear from Dave Pimper on Social Security claiming. We'll talk a little bit about income riders, projected income, guaranteed income, which ones are best, which ones have the other best features. And then we'll try and get done. Usually we get done the first night around 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll get up bright and early the next morning. We'll start at 8 a.m. And that's when kind of the day we'll introduce most of the top producers. So we'll have Dave Pimper. He'll talk about Social Security claiming seminars, which we're talking about here today, also about his 401k seminar. He'll go through that and show you that kind of live. Then we'll have Matt Gill. He has more of an insurance-based seminar that he makes available. We'll hear from John Enting. John has a very specific product that works really well as an add-on product for annuity producers that we've seen great sales on. We'll talk about single premium life a little bit. Then we'll hear from Anthony Lawrence. Anthony has a Be Your Own Banker presentation, which is kind of the bank on yourself, or how to grow, help your clients grow assets and use those assets instead of borrowing money from banks. Very, very complete and interesting program that he has. It has gained a lot of attention, a lot of sales from some of our guys, and that will pretty much finish that day off. The next morning we'll really delve into the things that producers do daily in their practice to be successful. We'll talk about some things that we can help you with. We'll talk about client appreciation events. We'll talk about websites, mailers, things that our guys have had some really good luck with, kind of on the ground stuff, and then usually by noonish or 1 o'clock, we're done and getting you on the road back to the airport. So that is the quick down and dirty on the actual event and what happens there. Again, we will take care of your travel. We'll take care of your lodging. We'll take care of your meals. And one of the things that I think guys like about it most, besides a lot of the information they get, is it does give them a chance to share ideas among each other. You'll share some business cards. You'll meet some folks there that you can share ideas with, for the next 5-10 years of your business. So there's kind of a side benefit that I think most guys find valuable. To a man, as people walk out, the idea that I get from them is that it's much more information than they expected to get, much better information than they expected to get, probably more information than they could take in all at once. But everybody's always taking away a few good ideas that can help build their business. And it's great to meet the people that you do business with. So there's benefits all around. Looks like the only folks that have not voted are those that are unable to. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll out. There we go. And I'm going to move on from there. If you have any questions besides the one or two that got asked and answered there real quick, certainly I would welcome a phone call from you. I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. Again, that's 800-255-5055. We're holding our marketing summit in 2018 from February 25th to the 28th. We're going to go to the Boulders Resort and Spa, best hotel in Arizona, best golf resort in the Southwest. It's a beautiful spot. Producer and guest will invite out. So we'd love to have you join us there. In order to be considered, of course, you have to be doing business with IAMS. We're going to take our top 65 or 70 so up and comers. We'd love to have you join us there. And if you have any questions on that, again, give your sales director or myself a call. Okay, here we go. Social Security claiming with Dave Pimper. So as I mentioned at the outset, Dave has been coaching Social Security claiming now with us for about the past 4 years. He's been a business coach with us now for probably 12, 13 years. He's been a top producer with us also for that period of time. He has a number of seminars he makes available to our folks. He has business practice coaching that he has done a very good job on. Helped a lot of our producers do very well. On a personal level, he is, as I mentioned, a top producer. He's been a top producer since the early 80s. He's been with IAMS now for about 12 or 13 years, doing a great job with the coaching side and as a top producer. So Social Security claiming, a lot of opportunity there. I'm going to let Dave kick in and talk about Social Security claiming, but we'll talk more about the opportunities there as time goes on. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the coach, Mr. David Pimper.
Steve, thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for being on the line with us. We got a ton of people. A lot of people want to know how to get in front of qualified prospects. And seminar marketing, no matter what you've done in the past or what you've heard or what you're experiencing, Social Security marketing with the right mentoring, having the right system, and then providing educational seminars on a consistent, ongoing basis can certainly be a win-win situation, a win for your client of getting great information about a topic that most people do not know much about, or either do advisors, for that matter of fact. But the second thing is that is certainly a great way to uncover assets, because you have to talk about income-producing assets and required minimum distributions as an income stream when you're talking about where you can implement and complement Social Security to that group. If you don't know much about Social Security, which i.e. would have been me. I mean, I started in 1981 in the financial arena for sales, and I've been in it ever since, so over 33, 34 years. And I'll tell you what, if you'd have talked to me 6 years ago, I didn't know anything about Social Security claiming. And what happens is more and more of your clients are going to ask you, I just did business with a little over 200,000, and the only reason with the long-lasting broker they worked with is he asked them some questions on Social Security, didn't know it, came to a workshop, I knew it. And I think he was impressed with some other things that I said too, but the emphasis was Social Security, that I knew that, and that's the reason that they're doing business with me now. So Social Security is certainly, for the majority of the people, it's a big part of their income. Over 70% of the people rely on Social Security as a integral part of their income plan. So what I'm going to do in the next, I would say next 40 minutes or so, is talk about some specifics on Social Security claiming. This is a third-party vendor called Horse's Mouth that we're using their slides. I have changed some of that to make it a little more user-friendly. There's a cost for that of $500, $512 exactly. But for the information they give us, and they also have the platform for doing the one-on-one consult, the one-on-one report. It would be very hard to do that as a proprietary product as I do my other seminars, mainly because not just the material, the 300 pages of information that you can read, the software, the PowerPoint, but they keep it updated year to year to year, again, for that type of fee, but they're very good at what they do. Horse's Mouth is up in New York. I've been a member of the Horse's Mouth regular website for over 12, 13 years, and it's just really good information. So let's start out here. If you got questions, this is not an audio because we got so many people on board with us today, but just type those questions in. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. So here we go. So let's do this first. Let's go in and let's talk about Social Security strategies, okay? So let's see if I can get this going to the next slide. If I can't, then I'll just take my notes out, and I think Steve is going to help me here. Okay, and hopefully I can do it from here. So what baby boomers need to know to maximize retirement income. The reason you're online today should be of how to maximize your business of getting in front of qualified prospects. Prospects who have money. That's what qualification means. They got the money, they got the means, they got the desire to go in and to work with you. So when it talks about maximizing retirement income, we're talking about Social Security, okay? So, and I don't know why I'm having a little trouble here just moving. There we go. So ages we mail to are 58 through 67. Okay, so this is the pre-retired and the retirement crowd. When you start thinking about Social Security, that's why they come into a workshop like this. Only about 3 or 4% of the John Q public really understand Social Security in and out, and only 15% of advisors do. So you'll be kind of the guy or the gal in your area that has expertise in Social Security claiming. Pretty cool to be kind of the one and only in your area that really has a background. I'm in a town of 25,000, and I certainly am the go-to person when it comes to Social Security claiming rules and just coordination with income, etc. When should I apply for benefits? What's the best ages to apply? They're asking, how do I coordinate my benefits with my spouse? You know, what cost if I take early? If I delay, how much more will I get? They know there's some kind of survivor benefit, but they don't know how it works. And I'm not talking about the $255 of the death benefit. We're talking about a survivor benefit for the spouse. If I'm divorced, can I claim off my ex-spouse? The new Social Security laws that got enacted in 2015, yeah. How does that affect us? You know, will it be there for me? That's a great question. Will the benefit be there? Now, you're seeing more and more articles like this. This came from Kiplinger, Popular Social Security Strategies Nixed. In fact, they weren't nixed. File and suspend was a phase out of 6 months, and restricted application actually is an 8-year phase out from when it started. They're still in that phase out period. There still is kind of a unique spousal benefit from restricted that many people, especially if they're old enough, if they're 62 by 1/1 of 2016, they can use that benefit. But more and more articles are being written like that, where that wasn't the case 10 years ago. So why Social Security maximization seminars? Why market these people? Well, first of all, it's timely information. It's information people want. I just got a email from our COO of our broker dealer, and he said, Dave, I was with, and he understands Social Security claiming some, sharp guy, but he just played with the foursome, and all 3 of those guys took, they all retired before full retirement age, and they all took the Social Security right away. And he said, is this normal? Those are pretty intelligent guys. And I said, it's very normal. In fact, waiting to 70, which is the last date for Social Security that you can wait and still earn a delayed retirement credit without losing the benefit, only 3% of all Americans wait until the age of 70 to maximize that benefit. It's a great demographic for age 58 to 67. Those are the people who have the money. Those are the people that have choices, especially with Social Security. It's much more educational in nature. This is not a dinner workshop. People aren't coming for a dinner. They're not coming for socialization. They're not coming for entertainment. They're not coming for fun. They're coming to be educated. They're coming to get quality information on Social Security claiming. I always say the prospects need us more than we need them. They want that report. We give a free report out. That Horse's Mouth has a great software program. It's all in color. It has graphs. It actually has the payments year to year to year, and when they kick in for the spouses, and then upon death, et cetera. It's very, very good. Pretty high conversion rate for setting appointments, higher than most of my other seminars. And transitioning from Social Security, transitioning to the business itself, that's a two-edged sword, and both have sharp edges. There's a way to do it professionally, ethically, and that's what we teach. And it has worked very, very well when it comes to our managing those assets. Now, a big question that people have is, will Social Security be there for me? And I can tell you right now, yes. If I would ask you, so last year, did Social Security Trust Fund run a deficit or run a surplus on money? Meaning, was more money brought in by payroll taxes and FICA, or was more money paid out for expenses of the actual Social Security and disability checks? Any idea? Well, if you said ran a surplus, you're right. $23 billion was the surplus last year. In fact, you're not going to believe this because everyone's saying it's going bankrupt. In fact, Social Security has ran a surplus since 1983. That was the last year it didn't run a surplus. President Reagan came in. Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House with the Democrats across the aisle. They shook hands. Social Security was in trouble. The Social Security Trust Fund was nil, or very, very low, and they needed to regroup. And what did they do? They started taxation on up to 50% of your benefit. That's what happened. That's what happened. Remember, Reagan was a tax hawk, but he saved Social Security. You know what happens now? I heard Governor Kim Christie from New Jersey in the preliminaries of the presidential election say how Social Security is bankrupt. Well, that means that to most people, everyone, that means there's no money there. There's no money for a benefit. And that's so untrue, because listen to the trust fund of $2.8 trillion, trillion, made up of special interest government bonds or special issue government bonds and IOUs. So some people say, but this is paper. Well, what backs an IOU? Well, the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. What backs a government bond? There's nothing physical. There's no gold. There's no silver. What backs the dollar? Not gold, not silver, not a hard asset. It's an IOU. No different than the trust fund. The government goes under, yeah, Social Security is going to go under. So will the dollar, so will bonds, so will real estate, so will everything. Yeah, it won't happen. And it's a pay-as-you-go system. Remember, in 1950, there were 16 workers for every retired person taking Social Security. Today, it's 3. If you're paying FICA, you're paying your payroll taxes, then you're paying into the system. And that system is supporting Social Security payments for the retired people who are taking Social Security. So what happens is it's a pay-as-you-go system. Right now, if the Social Security Trust Fund would dwindle down to nothing, which it's guesstimated by Social Security trust administrators that it will be out of money in the year 2034, and so in 17 years. If that's the case, 79% of the benefit would still keep going from the people who are working, supporting the retirees that are taking Social Security. So don't let people scare you how this thing is out of money and bankrupt. That certainly is not the truth. If there's any questions, certainly type them in. So what we have here is we've got some, certainly we have some acronyms in the Social Security claiming, and one is FRA, full retirement age. So if you're born from 1943 to 1954, not the first day of the month, that actually goes back to the prior year with Social Security, but if you're born from 43 to 54, January 2nd through December 31st, your full retirement age is 66. If you're born in 1955, I was born in April 9th of 55, mine's 66 years and 2 months. And 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. If you're born 1960 or later, 67 is your full retirement age. A baby born today, full retirement age is 67. So, in all intents and purposes, people who come to the workshop, they're not going to be older than 74, or older than 73, 74 years of age. So full retirement age ranges from 66 to 67. And hypothetically, I always use 66 as my example when I'm showing this. But that's when you get your full benefit, is at full retirement age. Now, remember, there's 3 ages or dates that are important when it comes to Social Security. There is the first date that you can take Social Security for an individual, age 62. It's the last date that you have to take Social Security or you lose the benefit until you take it, 70. So that 8-year span, then there is an age in the middle called full retirement age, FRA, or you'll hear it called normal retirement age. If you take earlier than that, there's a reduction. It's actually technically it's called an actuarial reduction. If you wait later than full retirement age, you get a delayed retirement credit, DRC, a delayed retirement credit. It grows. So if you take early, like if you take at 62, there's a 25% reduction on your benefit. So if you're at $1,000, you get it earlier, but now all of a sudden you're getting only $750. Or if you were getting $2,000, 25% off of that, $1,500. And you can take it any day between 62 and 66. There's just going to be a reduction. Now, if you wait till after your full retirement age, in this hypothetical example of 66, now it grows 8%. It's a lot, 8%. Plus cost of living. Cost of living is on everything, on all benefits all the time. There's only been basically 3 years where there hasn't been a cost of living increase since 1975 when Social Security started. But think about 8% guaranteed, and then whatever your cost of living, let's say this average is 2%, that's 10%. If you had a $2,000 benefit, you wait 1 year, all of a sudden you got a $2,200 benefit. You wait 2 years, all of a sudden you got $2,400, $2,600, $2,800, and then you've got cost of living that compounds on top. The benefit doesn't compound. The delayed retirement credit doesn't compound. It's simple, but the cost of living or inflation does on each of the benefits. Big, big deal. So let's talk about spousal benefits. Just remember, the spousal benefit, let's say here, John's PIA stands for primary insurance amount. That's the amount that you get at full retirement age. Well, let's say they're both full retirement age. They're both 66 or older. John's PIA is $2,000. That's a Social Security benefit at full retirement age. Jane's benefit is $800. Let's say they both claim. John gets $2,000. You think Jane gets $800. But Jane has the option. She can take all of her $800, or she can take half of John's, whichever is higher. Well, half of $2,000 is $1,000. Is $1,000 higher or lower than $800? It's higher. Jane gets $1,000. That $200, that's just a top off or top up of that money. That's how a spousal benefit works. Okay. Now, a divorced spouse benefit, a lot of people are, you'd be surprised, there's a lot of people who are divorced. What happens is that here's the triple play with divorcees. If you were married for 10 years or longer, whoever's taking the benefit, applying for the Social Security benefit from the ex-spouse, they have to be currently unmarried. The ex-spouse can be married, and the ex-spouse needs to be at least 62 years of age. If all of those things line up, you basically can take your ex almost exactly as if you were still married to them for your benefit. And they don't have to know about it. Normally, you can't take two spousal benefits at the same time. It can happen, though, with divorced spouse. Yeah, you can both take each other benefit, let your other benefit grow. There's a lot of benefits of being married. In fact, just to let you know, if you're married or you fall under the divorced spouse married benefit, the triple play is there for yourself and you can use it. And you've got some either income or investable assets that you can take income from and let your Social Security grow. You have the most flexibility with Social Security. Think about it. Why wouldn't you always wait to let Social Security grow and be a bigger benefit for you? Let's think about that. What would be one of the main reasons? Well, you need the money. You need the cash now. It's that important. Well, then you would, yeah. How about you've had 3 heart attacks and a stroke? You probably aren't going to live to the break-even age of 78 to 80, are you? No, you take it early. How about you're in pretty darn good shape, but your DNA of your family's horrible? Maybe it's myself, and I've had none of my dad, my aunt, my uncles, my blood relatives. No one's lived past the age of 73. I might want to take early. But if those don't come into play, yeah, why would you wait? Why wouldn't you delay the benefit and have a bigger benefit? I just talked to a fellow that's got, the maximum benefit this year is about, give or take, but about $2,675. Because you only pay Social Security, the benefit, up to a limit. This year it's $127,200. Up to a limit. And then you don't pay Social Security. You pay Medicare after that. Medicaid, but not Social Security. So what happens is his benefit's about $2,600. His wife's benefit's about $600. And he's got a good net worth, over $1.5 million worth of investable assets. He's been very successful. And it was a big wirehouse, well-known, expensive digs, been around forever, one of the 3 major players in the stock brokerage industry, and they recommended that he take his benefit at 66. Well, his wife's 9 years younger. He comes to a Social Security workshop. We go in and we talk. He's been with this firm for 30 years. 30 years. But they recommended take 66, and I recommended that he delays to 70. He has way enough income. He has a pension. He has a lot of assets to take income from. But the big thing is he has longevity in his family. He certainly will live past 80. But what about when he dies? His wife is 9 years younger. What about when he dies? Well, she's able to either take all of her benefit or she can jump up to all of her husband's benefit. Well, his $2,500 is going to grow to probably $3,700, $3,800 in 4 years if he waits. She'll have a huge benefit. And you know that she's going to outlive him. She's the woman, just a woman the same age, normally lives longer. And then she's 9 years younger. They gave him bad information. And you know why? Because they didn't know Social Security. And you know why I got that business? Didn't get it all, but I got a fair portion of it. Hundreds of thousands. The reason is because I knew Social Security. That impressed him. And it should, because I gave him great information. If there's any questions, certainly type them on in and I'll answer those for you. Now, the survivor benefit, this is upon a death benefit of what the survivor gets. Let's say you got Joe and Julie. Joe's $2,000, Julie's $1,200. Let's say that Joe dies. Julie could keep her benefit of $1,200, or she can go on in and she can take, she could jump up to the $2,000. She has to let her benefit go and jump up to the $2,000. She has to request that. The Social Security Administration hopes you don't request that. It continues to keep paying the lower amount, but she can jump from the $1,200 upon request to a $2,000 benefit. That's how the basics of the survivor benefit works. Now, coordinating spousal benefits, the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015 had a phase out for file and suspend and restricted application. So let's just go in and talk a little bit about file and suspend is gone, so we'll pass that. But restricted application, they work the same way. It's basically taking one of the spousal benefits and letting yours grow and getting the delayed retirement credit. So I'm going to first say this about restricted application. This just gets complicated. So stay with me on this. Let's say you got Mike and Mary. They're both full retirement age under this hypothetical. Mike's primary insurance amount is $2,000 and Mary's primary insurance amount is $800. Okay? Now, restricted application, the person making the claim, they have to be 62 years of age by January 1 of 2016. So if they're not, they can't do this. Does it make a difference if the spouse is? The person claiming the restricted application has to be that age. If they're 62 years older than then, so now they'd be like 63 and a half years of age, they can use this. So here's what happens is, they're both 66. Let's say that Mary, they want some income coming into the family, so Mary files. She gets $800, right? Okay. And let's say that Mike files. He'd like to file, but he finds out there's a way to get enough income that he can delay his. Well, what he does is he goes in and restricts his application to half of Mary's benefit. So you're a taker of the spousal benefit with restricted application. He starts his $2,000. He delays it. He lets the 8% grow. The 8% delayed retirement credits and cost of living, that grows. And then he goes in, because Mary's taking hers, he's able to take half of Mary's. Half of 800 is 400. So they actually have $1,200 coming on in. Okay? $1,200 coming on in. And then he can start his benefit at any time down the road, whether it be 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but it can't go any longer than age 70. So then he starts it at 70. Remember, if it's 8% cost of living, or excuse me, 8% delayed retirement credit, 2% cost of living, that's 10%. That means that $2,000 the first year grows to $2,200, then to $2,400. So it's a big, to get $200 a year, normally you have to work 5, 6, 7 years of a pension to get that kind of money. Here you can do it in 1 year. It's very accelerated. So that extra $400, it's just free money. It's free money. $400 a year at 12 months is $4,800. $4,800 4 years is $19,200. That's money that's phasing out. So on 1/1 of 2024, so in eight years from when this started, it basically is phased out from 2016 to 2004. It's a great thing to do for the right person. And normally they of course be married, but they have to have some type of assets or income coming on in to let them go in and to use a Social Security benefit. Okay.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
Paul asked the question, what does restrict to ex-spouse benefit mean exactly?
You're restricting. So what happens is you restrict, when you have an application, you restrict the application. It basically just says, I'm going to go in and take half of my spouse's benefit, and I'm able to let mine grow 8%, the delayed retirement credit. So you're restricting it to the only benefit you're available is half of your spousal benefits. You're restricted to that. Okay? Hopefully that answers that.
Perfect.
Any other questions at all, Steve?
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay, good. So what can Social Security do? The claiming Social Security personnel, what can they do? What can they do? So when you go down, I always say when you go down to the Social Security office, I mean, you should just go down there for a morning. It's the zoo. It's like Baskin Robbins on steroids. You pull a number and you wait forever to finally get called, but you don't get an ice cream cone. It's wild. So what can they do? They can estimate your individual benefits. They can tell you what you're entitled to now. You know what they can't do? They can't project future benefits like restricted application through scenario planning. They can't help you with innovative strategies. They're not going to go through your budget and your assets. That's what a financial planner does. Wild, and that's why I got it read here. They cannot offer advice. This comes right from the Social Security Administration taking the claim. Number D, provide enough information so that claimants can make informed choices, but do not give advice. That's what we do. We're in the advice business. Don't you want advice? Don't you want information and advice of the best? What's the best for me? We can do that. Social Security can't. They can give you facts of the biggest benefit now. Wild. I think it is. So I talked this about the 5 pillars of income. And on here, what happens is I normally wouldn't have this consultation sheet of, yes, I want a consult, 1 hour consultation, free consultation. No, I don't. But I put it on here because this really works together to start getting the appointment. And I talk about the 5 pillars of income of work, pensions, RMDs, income producing assets, and Social Security. And that Social Security is the most flexible. You should have the first 4. You know what they are. They're pretty set in. I mean, if you're working and you're making $60,000 a year, you've been there for 15 years, you're not going to make $90,000 the next year. You might make $61,000 the next year. Yeah. Pensions are pretty well set in at this age. Your RMDs, I mean, unless a big market hit comes in and it goes down, you're not going to, money's not going to go up overnight 50%. So what happens is that at 7.5, you have to start taking out qualified RMDs, required minimum distributions. The income producing assets, this is what we're uncovering to help the client see where they could take income from and let theirs delay. But it also goes in and gives us an idea of where all of their assets lay within their portfolio. You can find out which ones they're happy with, which ones they're not happy with. They'll certainly tell you what brokers are happy with, what brokers or advisors they're not happy with. But you're trying to find an asset or assets that they're up for grabs. I mean, you can show a proposal and there's a way for you to go in and start working with that money. That's very important here. And then Social Security, again, flexibility of how it complements your other assets. That's just super important. That's a it's a money-making slide, and it really gives the insight of the workshop itself. Horse's Mouth, 16, 17-year-old company up in New York. They started Social Security about 8 years ago. You know what I did? I bought Horse's Mouth, looked through it, at that time paid about $350. Never did one seminar, said it was too complicated. And then I had so many people ask me about Social Security questions. I thought, my gosh, I need to go in and I need to find out those answers. And that's why I did my studying. And I'm relaying it now to other producers with IAMS. I work and coach solely with IAMS producers to be able to get this great information out, become the Social Security retirement expert in your area, and to really give great educational seminars where you can have a boatload of prospects. That's what people want. I mean, if they can't find this somewhere else, you're not charging. This is a great place for them to go. But Horse's Mouth has a question and answer with Elaine Floyd. She answers within 24 hours. She's was the originator of the software in the program. There's the calculator. They've just been updated for analysis in the reports. The PowerPoints, which I have certainly massaged some of those, and so it's a little bit more user-friendly. 300 pages of reading material, very, very good. And I will say something about that. If you think you're just going to coach with Dave Pimper for 5 45-minute sessions, and you don't know everything about Social Security, you're wrong. Social Security does need some time for reading material. Some of the Horse's Mouth. Also, so there's three pretty simple softcover books you can buy used from Amazon, about $10 each. But I feel you should put 4 or 5 hours a week in for 4 weeks. So you're going to need to put in, 18 to 22 hours of studying and reading for the first month, and you'll really start getting the hang of Social Security. It's all been FINRA reviewed. So if you're Series 6 or Series 7, Series 65, if your RIA needs that, we have a FINRA review letter. Yeah. But the free analysis, the report, that's what really kind of hooks the appointment. Okay? Myself, this is a little bit outdated. I've had 460 public seminars, going on 461 here. We actually have a client event, which is not a seminar, this month, and then we'll be going September, October, November. We're going to pass on December, but November for other workshops. Yeah, I've done a lot of them, and I've coached for years and years and years. But I make a complicated subject. I try to make it easier for you to understand. When we're coaching, there's about 30 attachments that you get, mostly articles, everything that we mail out, we have in our packet, etc. Yeah, there's a proven invitation. It's proprietary to our group, and we've got a pretty good sized group giving seminars right now with IAMS. It's a turnkey system. And the nice thing is, once you're coaching with me, it isn't just you can always call me, you can always email me, text me after we're done coaching, but to stay in contact. Remember, no meals served, but the ongoing support from me it's big. I mean, IAMS makes it right with me to be able to help you guys month in and month out after the actual coaching is done. So what's the type of cost to this? So first of all, I get paid from coaching on this. I do not get paid on the business you write or on a hierarchy of business. I get paid from coaching you. And it's $150 per session. So for 45 minutes, I make $150. So for 5 sessions, it's $750. The greatest thing about this is for you that if you qualify, we want some of the business to be running through IAMS and some production minimums, etc. But what happens if you qualify? Then what happens is that IAMS, Insurance Agency Marketing Services, the FMO, they pay for you to me $555. It leaves you with $195. So you can get expertise in Social Security claiming through the 5 workshops, seminars, training systems on seminar marketing, Social Security claiming for $195. What a deal! What a bargain! Very much so. And then what happens is that will I coach just for the sake of coaching Social Security? No, because having great knowledge of a subject doesn't make you any money. Getting in front of people and then showing that knowledge is a whole other matter, and that's why we always piggyback that on a seminar. So there needs to be a seminar coming on up, and we won't do the coaching without knowing the dates of the seminars that we're working to. Okay? Now, the seminar itself, there's where the cost is. The big cost. This is what holds a lot of people back. It's about $3,300, $3,200, $3,300, $3,400 in that neighborhood to mail out 6,000 invites with postage. Now, it's costly. I mean, it costs. But we're trying to get 35 to 45 people between 2 nights to come in. 25, 26, 27 buying units is what we're looking for. Okay? Now, what Steve's going to do here, he's going to kind of put up a slide after this, and it will say, hey, I'd like to get more information on seminar marketing using Social Security claiming as my lead source. If you mark yes, then we will give you a call. Craig or Amy will call you within a couple days, and we'll line up a 25-minute or 30-minute conversation on the phone that's good for both of you. But I will say this before you mark yes or no, and I always like to bring this up, and I say this in workshops too, is that I've been around for a long time, which is 30-plus years in our business, but I virtually have never heard anyone say, boy, Dave, you cannot believe how much money I've made from procrastination. I've gotten rich from procrastinating. The people who do well are the people who take action. If you heard something about Social Security claiming, seminars, prospecting, getting in front of people and assets that you like, mark yes. I don't bite. It's a free consultation. I'm just going to try to give you a couple good ideas that you can take, and maybe this will be a good fit for your practice. There's an old, it's been around for a while, but it says, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Well, shoot, tomorrow never comes, does it? Nope. Don't let that happen to you. Take action. Mark, yes. I'd love to talk with you. Steve, I'm going to have you put that poll up, and I'm going to kind of, let you kind of take it from here.
Do you have just one quick, so there's about 5 questions, Dave, on the expenses of seminars, which I know you know very well. Is that something you could run through before you have to run?
Yeah, so there's the coaching expense. As long as IAMS goes in and covers you with the scholarship, hopefully they will, then your cost is $195, so a couple $100 for the coaching. That goes to me. That's out of your pocket. You got to buy Horse's Mouth. That's $512, so you got $500 from Horse's Mouth on that. And there's a renewal fee of between $400 and $500 also each year to renew if you're using the seminar system. The mailing itself is the most expensive, and you got 55 cents. So if you mail out 6,000 pieces and it's 55 cents, that's $3,300 on the mailing. That's the big expense. And the last expense would basically be if there is any kind of room charge, like we pay a library card fee to be able to use the library in Omaha. I have no cost here in Fremont. My town is 25,000. But there could be $100, like when I do it at the Metro Tech at the school, college, they charge me $100 per night. And then we offer Cokes and cookies and coffee. I call it the 3 C's at the workshops themselves, or water, tea. Yeah, that's about 50 cents a head. If you have 40 people, it'll probably cost you $20. That's your cost. So you might as well figure you got between, and there's also, we have experimented with some social media with some success, and that social media it is $500 if you do social media. So your cost is going to be between for the whole ball of wax, you're probably at $4,000 with the coaching and the workshop system of Horse's Mouth, $4,000 to $4,500, and then per seminar after that it's about $3,500, $3,600. But I'll tell you what happens is, think about it. If it's $4,000 and you do a piece of $60,000 piece of fixed index annuity, I'd be very disappointed to get one piece of business out of the workshop. That covers, 40, if you have $60,000 at 7%, that's $4,200. That covers the workshop itself. So I'm just saying our goal is to get a couple, 3 pieces of business. I like to land for assets under management, meaning just and I do securities business too, but whether it be fixed index annuities or just money that I'm working with from an investment or annuity, I would hope to get $250,000 to $300,000 of a minimum of money coming in per mailing. That's the goal. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out a little.
Right, and you have 2 seminars per mailing, correct?
That's correct. Yep, that's correct.
And just one last thing. So there are a lot of questions about whether you do meals. You don't do meals with seminars, Social Security seminars ever, right?
I have not, but that doesn't mean you can't. I mean, you're going to get more people there, but you're going to get more people who are there for the dinner. But you are going to get more people there. Lots of people that come for the dinner, though, never think they're ever going to go in and do business, but they end up doing business. So I don't personally. I have one of my people. He's up in Michigan, and he's had very good success. He likes giving the dinner, and he's had very good success with the Social Security workshop with the meal. But do you need to? No, you don't. Do I? No, I don't.
Okay, great. I know you've got to run, Dave. I appreciate you taking a few minutes here. The poll is still up, everybody. And there's a question about showing another slide. So this whole presentation will be made available to each of you. So if you want to go back and see it again, you can do that. You're going to receive a webinar or an email after this webinar, and it'll ask you if you would like a link to the actual webinar. So you just click yes, and you can see look at all of them at any link that you would like to. So that would be good. Here's a couple things that I want to mention that I promised you I would at the outset. So here's our experience with Social Security claiming seminars has been the best that we have had on any seminars. And we have pretty good regular success with seminars overall. Just Social Security claiming in general has been better. I think there's a couple of reasons for it. Number one, I think because the approach is more of a teaching and learning approach, I think that more producers are willing to try it. In other words, there's not a kind of that entertainment aspect that you maybe have to see with some seminars. You really become someone that is just dispensing information, and you really don't want to take any questions, as Dave has probably mentioned, at the meeting itself, so that you can answer those questions and have them come to the appointment. The appointment ratios are better. The opportunity to do business, I think, is as good as any seminars. Dave would be the first one to tell you that transitioning from helping them with Social Security claiming to helping them with their other business is key. Dave struggled with that on his first seminar, and like he does with everything, he found solutions to make that work. And so he has the 5 pillars and matches them up, and that gets the people thinking about, hey, how does everything, because you really do need to put everything together and just to decide what's best for Social Security claiming. It's, where your other asset, what, do you have that choice? And so you have to have all of that information, and so introducing that service is a key, and Dave has got the transition language down and can help you all with that. So in general, I would say Social Security claiming seminars are probably the easiest to do. They're going to be the less expensive to do because you're not doing a meal with them, and they're going to be as successful or more successful in terms of gaining appointments. And then after that, then it comes down to how are you at your craft, and our experience has been in general as to whether you're meeting somebody via a Social Security claiming seminar, or any other type of seminar, or any other type of lead system, that you're going to do as well, if not better, with that one. So I think that's those are the root reasons that we've had good success with Social Security claiming, and of course just the fact that there are so many people. We're really at the start of a big wave of people that are going to have interest on how to best utilize their Social Security benefits. And they're a smart consumer. They're a relatively high-end consumer. The boomers tend to be, at the upper end in general of the income food chain and the assets food chain. So they're good people to be talking to. They're just the people that you want to talk to. So if it's of interest to you, if you'd like to hear more from Dave, I would encourage you to hit yes on that poll. You're going to hear, as Dave mentioned earlier, you really don't have anything to lose by chatting with him for a little bit. Easy to talk to. It is not for everybody. He mentioned the scholarship. So we grant scholarships where we pay for most of the costs. The only reason that we don't pay for all the costs, you see that, we'll leave a couple $100 for that. We want the individual to pay, is to make sure that because it's too easy to say yes when it's free, frankly. So we want to give you some skin in the game, but given the success that we have had, if we've got somebody that's kind of motivated, we're going to have success with it. You're going to have success with it, and that's going to be good for all of us. So the scholarship is really going to be more based on, does Dave have room for students, for folks to work with? Because obviously it's takes a little bit of his time. As he probably mentioned, his team sets everything up for you, helps you find the location, sets up the mailing for you, and does all that work. So we try and make it as easy for you as possible. And as I mentioned at the beginning here, for those of you that were aboard right away, if you do want to do business with us and allow us to pay for all of it, including the coaching and your first couple mailings, when you do 500,000 business with us, we're going to take care of all of that for you. So it's a nice new producer bonus that you can latch on to as well. So a lot of good reasons to take advantage of the opportunity here. I see that there are probably about 15 or 20 of you that have not yet voted. Certainly, it helps me if you vote one way or the other. If you don't have interest, it would help if you vote no. We appreciate that as well. I know that there's some of you that are just listening, and so we're not able to hit to make a vote one way or the other. If that's the case and you have interest and you want to hear from Dave or his team, give me a call here at the office at 800-255-5055. Again, if you've ever considered seminars and you want an easy way to get into them, Social Security claiming seminars are a very easy way to do that, relatively compared to other seminar opportunities, inexpensive, and it will get you in front of a lot of very good people that are just in that decision time that you want to reach them at. So great opportunity for you. With that, looks like we're going to have some of you that just are not going to vote. So I'm going to go ahead and close that poll out. Again, if you have questions, you'd like to hear more, need more information, give me a a call here at the office, and I'll be glad to put you in touch with Dave. There are 4 or 5 or 6 more questions that have popped up since Dave has left us. I will make sure that he gets those, and we can get those answered when you all chat. So, again,
I'm actually still on.
Oh, you are? Okay. So,
yeah.
So I mentioned that there's good opportunity, and so the question came back is, what's the average case size and the number of cases that you write from seminars? And I know that can be hard to quantify. And as always, Dave, I want you to be conservative. I'd rather over promise,
right.
and under promise and over deliver. So what would you say conservatively someone can expect from Social Security claiming seminars?
Well, you know what? I mean, it takes a knack. The more you do, the better you get. But if I don't get $250,000 that I'm working with from each workshop, I'm pretty unhappy. It should be more than that, but 250 to 300,000. So I hope I can work with 3 entities. That's what I would like to do.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's a, I just had one where I did over $1 million, but under 250, I'm pretty disappointed. It doesn't happen too often.
Good.
So I would say that would be in the ballpark there.
Perfect. Yeah. And I mentioned appointment ratios. So now I had 3 questions pop up on what are you seeing for appointment ratios. So if you have 20 people at one of your events, 20 buying units, how many appointments are you likely to get?
Well, you know what? Between the two, normally if we have 40 people, that's going to be about 26 buying units. Okay, 26 buying units. And of those 26 buying units, you know what, our goal is to have appointments with 13 of them, half of them. That's our goal.
Perfect.
And of those 13, then it depends on, normally half of those 13, which is going to be 6 or 7, will continue to go in further because there's found assets and you're getting a proposal. And then normally you're going to close anywhere from a third to a half of those people. So that's where I come up with 2, 3, 4, 2 or 3, normally 2, 3, 4 different entities that you're working with as far as assets. I would say that is, and the better you are at that transitioning, we as you know, Steve, that was where I really struggled in the very beginning. I burned through some very good prospects. I just didn't get the transitioning, and then I really started feeling of what was the best way to do it, and I'm closing nearly half of the people that I go to my third appointment with. I'm closing for business, and that's high. I would say the average is probably a quarter to a third, but I think the way we're transitioning, we can get your closing ratio higher, which is what either got to see more people or close higher. If you can do them both, that's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's I think really, and it goes back to the reason why we do coaching with seminars is you can improve your results at every stage. You can get more people there. You can get more people to appointment. You can get more people closed. And there's no reason not to take advantage of a coach. We didn't maybe know that for the first 4 or 5 years that we offered seminars, but since then we just won't do, we won't do anything with a seminar that doesn't have the direct input and regular input of a coach. So it's with good reason. So
you bet. You bet.
There we go. Looks like we got most people have now voted. I think we've handled the questions that have come up. So I think we're ready to be done. I want to close the poll out, and I'll end with this, is that I appreciate you all taking as much time as you have with us today. This tends to be a long webinar because it does cover a lot of information. You've hung with us very well, so we appreciate that a great deal. Take advantage of all of our webinars, and I'm glad that you're tuning in to Dave specifically. I like the fact that we've got people that are out there interested in the sales and marketing part of their business, building that marketing ability up is really the key to success in this business. Right now, Social Security claiming seminars, I think, are one of the best ways, easiest ways, and best ways to do that. So I'm glad that you tuned in with us today. Glad you were able to give us some time. Here at IAMS, that's what we're all about, is putting good producers with good opportunities, and good things are going to happen every time. So we appreciate you joining us here today. If you need anything, give us a call here at the office, 800-255-5055. Dave, is there anything you want to add as we close out?
I appreciate everyone taking their time. You know what? That's a struggle for every advisor, getting in front of enough qualified prospects. So I hope we can talk. I hope I can give you some ideas. I think seminar marketing, certainly not for everyone, but for a good portion, can really be a focal point of that's what we've done with our business. I mean, we've for 30 plus years, we really centered around seminars, and I'm not a big changer. I mean, I've been with 2 broker dealers in the last 27 years. This last one for 13 years. I've been with 1 FMO. I've never written a piece of fixed index business outside of IAMS. They're very good. I mean, I know it's not a marriage, but I tell you what happens is that you get good relationships going, and you try to keep those going. And I'm trying to get a good relationship from a seminar marketing standpoint. Hopefully, I can teach you some things and take you under my wing and give you some great ideas to progress and certainly bring on clientele on your book of business.
And you do a great job as always, Dave. We appreciate that very much. Finally, again, thank you all for taking the time out of your day and joining us. We look forward to helping you in the coming days, weeks, months, and years of your business. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. Have a very productive day. Bye-bye.